Hi guys, how are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
We have a new member on this video, Saket. So why don't you just give us a quick introduction about yourself?
Yeah. So, hey guys, just like everyone here, a big cinephile, film nerd, whatever you want to call it. Glad to be here on PP, the first video.
So for today's video, we decided we'll talk about a film which was actually one of the first big ticket film to released on the streaming platforms last year when the world and India went on lockdown, which was on Amazon Prime, called Gulabo Sitabo. We decided to make this video today because the film has completed 1 year of its release and we wanted to revisit it. It did receive a lot of mixed reviews, and I'm hoping we can actually discuss a lot of those mixed reviews today as well and see different point of views.
Gulabo Sitabo is actually an adaptation from a fable. Dates back from the 17th century, and it was performed in Prayagraj, which was then Allahabad. And it was a puppet show about two females, Gulabo and Sitabo. There were many versions of it. One of the version was that there was this woman who had a husband who was cheating on. He had a mistress also. So Gulabo is played by the wife, and Sitabo is played by the mistress. And in another adaptation, it also was like warring sister-in-laws, in which they keep on heckling each other and keep on arguing. And it also has undercurrents about the social evils that are practiced. So based on that, Gulabo Sitabo is an adaptation where there's an old, so to say, a landlord and his young tenant, and they go at loggerheads with each other over the property of the Makan, so to say, to set in Lucknow here. So it's a Makan. So that actually gives rise to a nice black comedy that is there, and we will be discussing that. This is the synopsis in short.
That was a good crisp synopsis. And since we started about with the title of the film, I just wanted to add that the one rendition of Gulabo Sitabo, which I came across, was they are two puppets, and Sitabo is the what's it called, the worn out version of the puppet who is overworked, has a spouse who's very nagging, all of that. And Gulabo, on the other hand, is what's it called, scintillating mistress, which is also what you referred to. From my point of view, I think Gulabo in this could be a lot of things, and Sitabo could be a lot of things. But one point, or maybe one perspective of who was Sitabo and who was Gulabo from my end was that Gulabo was actually the Haveli and not Banke, and Sitabo was Mirza, because Mirza, as usual, was like worn out. He's old. He is almost about to die. Gulabo was his mistress. He couldn't stop drooling over the mistress that was Gulabo, and he didn't care about anything else in the world. If you actually think about the title and you think about the history of Gulabo Sitabo as the theater play or whatever you want to call it, there are several Gulabos and several Sitabos. So that was just my version of it. I want to open it up to you guys.
I simply thought both the lead characters are Gulabo and Sitabo, and they're slaves or they're puppets to their greed in a way.
Yeah, same. So yeah, when I watched the film, was I didn't knew what is the concept of it. To be very honest, when I watched it, was the film was named Gulabo Sitabo, but the name of the characters, none of the name of the characters in the film was Gulabo or Sitabo.
It is so refreshing to see so many characters, the ensemble, and each one had a greedy bone to them. I mean, there was not one character who wasn't greedy or who was straight. So I feel within that main Gulabo Sitabo, which are the two characters, there were many other Gulabo Sitabos also in the film, in the subplot.
I do want to get into the fact that when the film released, it got a lot of mixed reviews specifically for its pace. I loved the pace, and I think in a way it made me appreciate slow paced films as well, because there was just so much detailing in the film, from the characterization to the setting to the costumes to even the dialogues or the dialect of everyone. Everyone, when they spoke to someone, they said, Kya kar rahe ho, be? Like the be was the thing that you do in Lucknow. And it was so nicely done with every character that it stuck with me. Had it released in theaters and I had watched it in a theater, maybe I would have received it differently. But because I was watching it at home, I had no problems with the pace. And there are other things that I absolutely love.
I also wanted to start off with a similar question that I was curious to know how this movie did with the general audience and the critics also. I'm just like it adds nothing maybe to my how I view the film, but I just wanted to know how it's received, because some of my friends and also a mutual friend of ours could not watch this movie halfway through.
So what I feel is that I agree with Nidhi. Even I love the pace of the film. It actually added that texture, that flavor, of a dark comedy, a drama set in Lucknow. You got the flavor of the city as well. I'm on the opposite end when you say that because it had released on OTT, I enjoyed it more. I think, I would have loved to watch it on the big screen. My point here is that because it was an OTT space, you had that option of pausing it or fast forwarding it, which I feel would take the charm away from the movie. You have to let it simmer in the heat. If it was on the big screen, firstly, the visuals are fantastic, by the way. So that would have actually had a tremendous appeal to them. Also, you would have adapted better to the screenplay, the slow natured screenplay that was there, as opposed to the OTT in which you had that option to pause. And the moment you pause the movie or you fast forward it, you're taking away the charm from it. I feel then
And
the
the
control
impact.
is in your hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
control is in your hands instead of the maker's hand.
There are a couple of things that all of you mentioned, which I kind of wanted to maybe elaborate on and also further understand your point of views. One was all the characters are flawed. No one is perfect, right? Forget if it's Mirza or Banke or Vijay. Everyone is double crossing everyone. To me, I was like, okay, you're showing me a film which is a realistic for sure, because everyone has an ulterior motive and everybody wants some to gain something out of it, right? In the beginning, I saw Mirza as someone that I sympathized with because, and Sadek, as you said, like he's old. He's not being greedy. He just has needs and he's trying to make ends meet and try to sell all sorts of things because he just needs that petty cash. But it's so nice to see in the duration of the film, or maybe this, I don't know, tell me how you felt it, but this is how I felt. And when the film started, the first couple of minutes, I felt bad for him because I was like, oh, bichara, like he's so old and he's still doing stupid things like this because he has that necessity. Then towards the middle of the film, I was like, oh my god, what an idiot. Like, get over it. It's nothing. Like you're selling a big chandelier for 1,000 rupees. Like, what a fool you are. Then towards the end, again, the climax, I don't know if I should reveal anything about the climax. I felt bad for him again. I was like, after all that, कुछ नहीं आया उसके हाथ में. I felt bad for him again. And the last scene itself, again, I was just like, oh my God, what a fool. Like, I was so conflicted as to what am I supposed to feel for these people because they're all flawed. So, what do you guys think? Did you feel the same way about the characters?
Completely agree with Nidhi. I mean, that is exactly how I felt about Mirza. One part of me said, he deserves it. Okay. But some part of me also said, no, yeah. I mean, this guy deserved a better ending.
I'm not sure that should I call Amitabh greedy in that film because he was old age and he had to rely on that income. So to me, he was more like an insecure fellow rather than greedy.
I just had one point to just mention additionally for the character of Mirza. I felt that somewhere had the fear of dying a loner, probably.
Yes,
You know,
yes, yes.
somewhere. I mean, he related his, so to say, his faith with the mansion because if he get that mansion, then probably there would be people around him always. That is how I interpreted it. So the moment towards the end, you feel that mansion bhi gaya, and wo Farooq Begum, she also went. She got her lover also in front of him. So I mean, so his worst nightmares, so to say, were coming true towards the end.
Wife was around 17 years older than him, na?
Yeah,
Amitabh,
yeah.
when
हाँ, ऐसा कुछ, हाँ.
yeah, because she was quite older. So he was, I think Farhad is right here because he was afraid of being a loner, and so that's why I think there was an insecurity there too, apart from the financial motive.
Technically speaking, was there anything that you noticed that didn't work for you?
Unfortunately, I don't have a lot to say because I did not care enough about this movie to make like notes or talk in detail. I felt it was very bland, and maybe Nidhi can relate to this silly comparison. It's like eating Indian food in Europe. It's still Indian food at its core, but it lacks a certain
The
flavor and
flavor.
personality.
Huh.
And it's not even the pacing. I mean, we'll talk about slow-paced films later on. So I definitely don't have problems with the pacing of these kind of movies. It's just a lot of emotion here, or even the satire. I'll talk about the satire again. If we can call it a satire, I'm not sure. But a lot of emotion and yeah, the kind of social commentary it's going for. It's not exactly well drawn out to make us feel or empathize with anything here. I mean, the climax, obviously, I won't spoil it, but there is a turn in the climax, a twist. And this kind of undoes all the social commentary it's going for. And it's like playing a Uno reverse card because it could have been a harsher, like it would have been bold to embrace a harsh reality of rich exploiting poor, but bringing the twist into the movie kind of took that whole like thing to I don't know, like a basic level for me, like what a movie would usually do, playing a cheap trick of a twist in the end. I was thinking about the comedy itself. I thought it felt flat most of the time. I don't remember laughing a lot or at the witty, like it's not that witty of a dialogue or anything. So
Yeah. Saket, this was a black comedy. It was a situational comedy. It could not have been funny in dialogues.
no, I understand, but the intention it's going for, it's like totally undone by what it does with the twist. Like it wants to do both black comedy and social commentary at the same time, and it fails at both, I think.
Well, that is actually interesting that you said it wanted to be a dark comedy and social commentary. For me, it landed well in the little dialogues everywhere that was just slipped in, like even dialogues like, say, satire. There was one dialogue that definitely stood out where, no, the archaeologist Vijay Raz, he is taking him around, Banke around on his motorcycle, talking about, कि देखो हमने ये भी land हड़प लिया, ये भी हड़प लिया, and then Banki goes, अरे सर आपको इतना कुछ कैसे पता है? And he just very calmly says, सरकार है, सरकार को सब पता होता है, even if it's not true. So for me, that itself, it landed very smoothly, but again, that's subjective.
So before I get to the negatives, I think there should be a special mention for Shrishti Srivastava also. I think she was the find of the movie for me. Of course, there were seasoned actors like Vijay Raz and even Brijendra Kalaya.
Yeah.
That
I
accent,
loved his character when he says, I speak English at home.
वो ऐसी ही बात होती है, पता है, वकीलों में वहां पे लखनऊ में ऐसी ही बात होती है. So that was spot on for me. I mean, superb. Now coming to the negatives, I felt that somewhere in the middle it really got slow. I mean, it really dragged a bit. In the middle, somewhere at some place, I said, yeah, I got it now. Let's get a move on. And if I have to nitpick on one particular performance, Ayushmann did a fabulous job, but his speech was inconsistent, not with the accent. He got the Lucknowi accent spot on. But there are certain things with Ayushmann and his characters that he likes to add a layer to. Like in Bala, he found his character to vanilla, so he added that he would make it like a mimicry artist. Similarly, here, along with the Lucknowi accent, he had a lisp to it. So in certain scenes, wo aa raha tha, ja raha tha. It wasn't consistent, and also I don't think that added to the overall story. I mean, it didn't impact. Even if he did not lisp, that story would not have ended in any other way than it would have. It did rather.
Ayushmann is now getting typecasted in all this, middle class and lower middle class boy roles.
Another thing related to this movie, Gulabo Sitabo, I felt of all the characters, surprisingly, despite it being one of the main two protagonists, Ayushmann's character was underwritten for some reason. I mean, I think in the second half, he hardly had any screen time, I feel. I mean, related to the other characters, like Vijay Raj had a good role, Vijendra Kala had a good role, Shrishti Srivastav had a very meaty part. I felt she had a longer screen time than Ayushmann himself.
And her character grew.
And her character grew. Yeah, it had an arc, so to say. Even Mirza's character, everyone had an arc, but Ayushmann's, I think, was I wouldn't again call it a weakling, but his character was definitely underwritten for me.
We've kind of touched upon it, but I just want to go around again and see one thing that was very memorable even after the film ended was basically like ringing in your head.
So for me, Amitabh Bachchan's performance. Like I said, I don't care enough about anything here except that if I had to like pick one thing, it would be Amitabh's performance.
If this was his debut movie, I would not have recognized, that this was Amitabh Bachchan for me. He was not Amitabh Bachchan in the movie. He was Mirza. So that was the beauty of the performance. Like Ayushmann, I could say, yeah, he's Ayushmann. He's Baki also, but he has some trait of Ayushmann. But Amitabh Bachchan took it to another level. I mean, with the speech, with the way his mannerisms, small gestures, the look was superb, amazing look. That is one thing. Second, the ensemble. Third, I felt the direction. Sujit Sikar again was spot on with his direction. He, I think, tries to do something different each time, doesn't care about the pacing or what others would think. He just makes a film. Fourth thing, I think, the cinematography, amazing visuals, of the Makan, of Lucknow. It really caught on to the flavor of the film. And fifth, I think, is the music, background music.
I have felt in the last few years that I think what Amitabh Bachchan is doing now in his second phase, I mean, post retirement, when he made a comeback in Bollywood. So I think now he's playing probably his best part of his career, specifically after 2007 Chini Kam, because the experimentation he's been doing, successful experimentation, Chini Kam, Pa, Pink, Gulabo Sitabo, you name it, all these characters are poles apart from each other. I mean, none of them are, have any sort of resemblance with each other. Because if you see his films in the 70s and 80s, there was some similarity. I mean, he had the same hairstyle, same look, same accent, same voice, everything same. Because you can spot out that was Amitabh Bachchan. But now you can't. And apart from that, I would like to mention Farooq Begum also. Because to be on par with Amitabh Bachchan, and she was amazing, really good.
I'll start with Fatto Begum. She was my absolute favorite. Like whenever she came on screen, I was like, what is she going to say now? Like even the cute gems like वहां पैसे पड़े उसके बाद लेकर 2-3 दिन तक शक्ल मत दिखाना. I died laughing and I was like, oh my god, this is so subtle and so amazing. And even towards the end, again, I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but she was just like, clearly, I've lived my life. I've wasted my life with you. Bye. I loved her. She was one character I took away, and I was like, you know what, Jo bhi koho, she was the hero of the film or the heroine of the film, however you want to put it. I think costume was absolutely amazing because there were stains on almost all of their clothes. Like even in the headgear that Mirza is wearing, it's never clean. You know it's dirty and it's filthy and it probably smells, and that added so much character to whatever he was doing. Even Banke, like in the last scene, there's like full pan ki thuke and I don't know what on his shirt, like adding more to the, the flavor and the texture that this is their halat now. And it left me with the same sinking feeling that I felt when the Haveli is abandoned by everyone, right? Like they have this long shot of the Haveli just being empty. And that hollow feeling, that was something that I also took away at the end. Like that was a looming feeling that I had. And I was like, it's when someone dies, you get that feeling, right? Like it's a hollow feeling. You don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. It's just hollow. And suddenly, obviously, symbolism, I guess. The next scene was that the rain has washed away everything, all the sins, all the dirt and filth and everything in the Haveli, and now it's a new day. So lastly, let's do a conclusion. Ratings karte hain, although I mean it's already been out for a year now.
4 out of 5. I mean, I had a wonderful time. I've actually relived the whole movie in this interview.
So my rating would be 3.5 out of 5.
The ratings are just numbers, right? So take it lightly. So I'm going 1.5.
Oh,
Masterpiece.
so harsh.
Masterpiece.
I just seen him rate 1.
Best movie I've ever seen.
Best movie ever. Well, I hope you didn't hate it too much, but my rating was 4 out of 5 as well because I enjoyed it thoroughly, to be honest. And I think it's also a little bit subjective because I was in the mood to watch something like that, so I enjoyed it even more. And yeah, this was a good discussion.
Please like, share, and subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree with us? Do you hate us?
यार मेरे को hate comments नहीं आते, डाला करो कुछ.